Maybe she's trying to pull me into a trap? Alright, let's do it. You know my reasons for arresting that man? The answer is simple. Yes, we found traces of it. Okay.
Hold it.
That guy over there. That's certainly vague. Well, don't they say, the best hears one thing and understands 10? You're just being lazy. Explain it more clearly. Sebastian, if it's alright with you, would you please explain it to them in more detail? I'm sure that everyone wants to hear what you have to say. Alright. If you insist, Justine. We discovered that. Perhaps you didn't know, but the victim carried a chessboard with him. Is that it? Did you find any prints or something? From it, we found that Simon Key's fingerprints. Oh. But that was, what he brought over to him, so that would be obvious. Well done, Sebastian. I bless you on behalf of the gods of law. If that's your only reason, then you're pretty shit, so you better have more. Please amend your testimony. Are you alright with that? Prosecutor Edgeworth. Yes. The victim carried a chessboard. From it we found Simon Key's fingerprints. No shit, Sherlock? Portable folding chessboard belonging to Knightley. Simon brought it to him at his request.
Objection.
Like, come on, that's it? Are you supposed to be easy on purpose? Where's the challenge? I don't think you deserve to have a place up here. Lang should be up here, gosh. Maybe later on you'll get better. Fingerprints found on the chessboard. Is that the ace up your sleeve? Ace in my sleeve? Oh, ace up my sleeve. Do you have some kind of hearing problem? Do you have some kind of disorder? Like, social disorder? I mean, don't get me wrong. I say things wrong too sometimes, but, I do have a disorder. Yes, the method I use are always the best. This ace is my trump card. Well then, allow me to show you that it is not, in fact, a trump card at all. Simon Keyes was the one who sent this chessboard to the victim in the first place. So it's only natural some of his prints would be left on it. Ah! That took way too long. These fingerprints are hardly decisive evidence. Perhaps your arrest was a little too rash? Okay, here's my thoughts. Justine is the real enemy here, and he's just, the idiot that they're using to do with what they want, so that he won't ask questions when they make, weird choices? Yeah, that might be it. Although, maybe he really does, secretly have some smart side to him, and this is a ploy. That's also possible. Rash! To begin with, this incident occurred in the detention center and the prison. To suspect Simon just because he isn't a prisoner or a guard is a little unreasonable. Ah! What? What's with him all of a sudden? Ha ha ha! I finally get what you're trying to say. Rash, you mean we were too quick to arrest the guy, right? Well, no shit, that's what I said. He was stuck on that? Sure, I was the first to lay eyes on him. And I was the first to notice the evidence. That was even faster. But I am not Rash. Sure, Simon Keyes isn't a guard or a prisoner, but...
Overruled.
Sebastian, shut up, you dumbass. Judge Courtney, is the real enemy gonna show up now? What are you doing, Justine? Don't put in like that. Pardon me, Sebastian, but you're incompetent. Let the big boys handle this. Yes, your words on the suspect are very interesting. However, shouldn't you get to the best part first? Oh god, there's more. He really is just a tool. The best part? Why don't you tell them? About your wonderful reasoning regarding the murder weapon, and by that you mean your wonderful reasoning, Courtney? Whipped! Or I guess in this case it would be gavel? Good one, Justine. Nice suggestion. Mr. Edgeworth, listen to my first-rate reasoning. I believe you mean third-rate. Will this reasoning explain why you arrested Mr. Keyes? I'm sure it will meet your expectations. Judge Courtney just changed the flow of the conversation. Just what is she planning? Alright, round 2, let's do it. Murder weapon's location. Wait, murder weapon, so you found it? It's obvious the murder weapon was a sharp metal object. Okay, let's see where this goes. However, the prison maintains strict control over potentially lethal items. So, that's why I've reasoned that the murder weapon was brought in from the outside. Decent hypothesis, but we think it was a dog. Yes, it was hidden inside that chessboard. And since only the victim and the suspect's fingerprints were found on the chessboard, isn't it obvious who brought and used the murder weapon? If the murder weapon was an actual weapon and not a dog, at least it's clearer than his last testimony. It's the best reasoning you can get from Prosecutor the Best. How do you like that? Don't you mean the best reason you get from Prosecutor the Bestie? Now he's mixing up the best with his own name. But could someone really hide a weapon inside a gift sent to a prisoner? You'll find a good place if you examine the inside of the chessboard. Inside the chessboard? Is there some place to hide a weapon? Well, okay, I thought we already examined this earlier and we found nothing, so I thought it was weird, but alright, let's do it. As I thought, there are only chess pieces inside. Unless one of the chess pieces is the murder weapon. Wow, what an annoying laugh. Inside the chessboard, huh? Perhaps I should examine it a bit further. They're chess pieces, right? I saw something similar in your office, Mr. Edgeworth. Huh? But haven't I seen this already? Yeah, I've seen this already. Wait, so what else am I examining? This? Oh, secret compartment! The top panel is removable. Maybe this was planted. Possibly. It's quite deep. Yes, there's more than enough room to hide a small knife. Understand now, this is how the culprit smuggled in the... Huh. What's with the I wasn't even finished! Mr. DeBestie, there's something you've forgotten. There's a gate at the entrance of the detention center. Eh? Well, there is, but... He means the security gates, with the metal detectors, Sebastian. We had to pass through the same check when we entered the prison, remember? Oh, yes, that's it! I remember now. It looks like you completely forgot. It would be impossible to smuggle a sharp metal object into the detention center. Therefore, your reasoning never held, even from the very beginning, any water. Okay, and now here comes the bitch to actually have some reasoning. That gate is only used on people. In other words, packages sent to the detention center undergo a simple check. So they don't use a metal detector for that? If they don't, then they should. This never should have happened. It seems the guards were too careless. Bullshit, you smuggled it in! I bet she's a smuggler. Then again, if she's like a rival, then she probably is gonna be around until one of the later cases at least, so... Even if she did smuggle, she's probably not gonna get caught in this case, and if she didn't, then... something's up. Maybe the warden is dirty. I don't know. That would actually explain it. If the warden did plant evidence, did try to make it look like Dogen did it, then that would make sense. Yeah. So it's looking more and more like it was the warden. Right, Justine. Thanks for the assist. You're welcome. Now then, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Your cross-examination, if you please. Cross-examination? It's as if we were in the courtroom. Very well. His reasoning. Let's see how long it will hold up under pressure. Murder weapon's location. It's obvious the murder weapon was a sharp metal object. Sharp metal object? Do you have proof of that? Didn't you see the victim's wound, worthless prosecutor? The fatal blow was a stab to the throat. The knife perfectly matches up with that. There can be no other explanation. Huh. It seems they don't know about the piece of information yet. Nothing to say? Speechless, aren't you, Mr. Edgeworth? Right, next, there's plenty more reasoning. However, the prisoner maintains strict control of potentially lethal items. Go back to that one. Maybe. I'll come back to that later if I have to. Even with the strict control, there was still some items that could be used, right? Well, yeah. Things like grooming scissors. Of course, there's more to this, right, Sebastian? Right? Oh, exactly. At the time of the incident, only one was being borrowed. What a bitch! However, there was no reaction when we tested it for blood. Those would be the scissors Mr. Salt was practicing with. So, the inside of the prison was completely clear of sharp implements. Have you checked, dog's teeth for blood? That's why I've reasoned that the murder weapon was brought in from the outside. Can you be more specific about where it came from? Of course I can! I didn't come from inside the prison. Is he trying to sound smart? Simon Keyes brought it in. That's what we mean. Mr. Edgeworth, can't you even figure that much out? I'm disappointed in you! And you've disappointed me from the start. So Simon brought the murder weapon. But how, you ask? Yes, it was hidden inside the chessboard. No weapon was found at the crime scene, not even inside the chessboard. So where did the murder weapon go? I'd like to hear your answer to that. That's, well, after the crime, the culprit must have hidden it somewhere in the prison. Is there a problem with the statement as best you just made? Hidden it somewhere in the prison. Well, usually when we're given an option like this, you say yes. So I'm gonna say yes, even though I'm not entirely sure what the problem is. The murder weapon is hidden inside the prison? I don't think so. It's clear from this piece of evidence. Oh shit. We need proof. What shows that the murder weapon can't be inside the prison? Detention center and prison map. Touch the check button for details. Actually, let me read that again. Portable folding chessboard belongs to Knightley. There is hidden space inside the chessboard. I saw it. I keep thinking A saw it. I keep thinking found workroom and then A saw it, used it for pet grooming practice. Yes, A saw it. It's supposed to be saw it. Covered in blood and mud. Blood. Penetrating wound in the neck, died instantly, covered in dirt. There are small bruises in his head. Used to tap the victim. Bloodstained sheets. Opens doors for animals. Sounds alarm in response to a prisoner's bracelet. Roll call 3 times a day at 7 AM, noon, and 9 PM. According to Sutton's testimony, the dog was biting the victim's body, barks at me a lot. According to Sutton's bracelet, at the time of the incident was broken, did not respond to the door sensor. Searched the entire prison but did not find the murder weapon.
Take that.
Although, if Roland is the... let me check that again. Shut up. Let me check that again. If Roland is the murderer, which is what's seeming more and more likely, not that. Mr. DeBestie and Warden Roland searched the entire prison but did not find the murder weapon. If Roland is the murderer, then there might actually be a murder weapon aside from the dog, in which case, you know, there could have been a search without them finding anything. But even if there was actually no weapon, it could have still been the dog, and Warden could have done that. But yeah, it's working more and more like it would be the Warden. You, along with Warden Roland, conducted a search of the prison. But you did not find the murder weapon, correct? Oh! You may want to try to avoid doing that in the future, because that looks painful. We must have overlooked something. Well, prove it. That guy just completely contradicted himself. You carried out such a sloppy investigation? I'm amazed that you call yourself the best. Are you mocking me? I love they use the gavel with her. Sebastian. Please calm yourself. Don't get caught up in the opponent's pace. It's just like Hearthstone. If you let your opponent control the game, you're gonna lose. Unless you're playing a mage and you have like 3 fireballs and an Alexstrasza, in which case it doesn't matter if you control the board because mages are dumb. But, did you really think the best Prosecutor would be shaken by someone miles behind him? Nice! I like that a lot. I think you're a dumbass still, but that's a nice quirk you got there. I wish you'd stop messing around with other people's names. Oh, in that case, Kay Faraday is far, far ahead. Kay, don't you get caught up in this too. It's fun! Yes, if my best investigation didn't find anything, and there must not have been a single weapon in the prison. In that case, there's only one possibility. The criminal must have taken the murder weapon with him when he left the prison. So it's only natural we didn't find it in there. Yeah!
Objection!
There was no way the culprit could have brought the weapon out of the prison. And this piece of evidence shows why! Edgeworth just seems angry now, like he's sick of this bullshit. Is it the metal detector again? Located at the entrance to the detention center and the prison. Checks for metal objects.
Take that!
Have you completely forgotten your own testimony? You! That's twice you've insulted me! You're quite insultable. You're lucky it's only been twice. Oh? It seems you remember what I said earlier. But you do well to remember further than that. What is that? Are you kidding? You fucking dumbass! This guy, he really doesn't remember anything. It seems that way. The detention center and the prison are equipped with security gates. Anyone leaving must pass through these gates. Gates equipped with metal detectors. Ah! That's what you... Looks like he remembers now. Yes, there's no way someone could have brought the murder weapon through those gates. And so the criminal could not have taken it out of the prison either. Unless Roland's in on it. Just saying. Ah! So then, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Do you know where this murder weapon went to? Yes. It is currently located in the mouth of a dog. Perhaps the weapon is still inside the prison? What? We couldn't find it anywhere in the prison! The reason you didn't find it is because you believed it to be a sharp metal object. We saw the very moment when Mr. Knightley was attacked, after all. If you can say that much, then perhaps you could enlighten us. What would you say is the murder weapon in this case? From this piece of evidence, the murder weapon of this case becomes obvious. From this piece of evidence. So don't present the dog, even though that's the murder weapon. The thing that makes it obvious it's the dog is the footage.
Take that!
Here is footage from a security camera. It shows one of the cells in the detention center. See it with your own eyes.